Welcome back to the Couch Commentators podcast, the fastest growing podcast in the nation, and some may say the world. On my left, I have Dan. On my right, I have James. The boys are back another week. Dan, mate, how are you going?
Yeah, not too bad. We had a bit of a adventurous weekend. Oh, not adventurous. A bit of a drunk weekend.
A drunk weekend, yes.
We had your sister's 21st.
Sister's 21st.
Yes.
Big party, big event.
Yep.
The boys got a little drunk.
Just a little.
Yeah, good times though. James, mate, how are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Yeah, the weekend was all right. Didn't watch as much football as usual, to be honest. I was running around setting up the party and then packing it up and everything else. I think Parramatta had a bye or something. Yeah.
Yep, nothing happened in Parramatta either
nothing.
this whole week.
You didn't watch football unlike your brother that sat there and watched the game all the way through your sister's 21st?
No, I didn't. No.
Hey, I think that was the life of the party because there was a lot of people watching that game and yelling for the Roosters to win. Guess what? Spoiler fans, they didn't. Speaking of 21st, like, any good stories about your 21st? Like, anything funny?
I don't remember it.
Yeah, that's always a good one.
Did a lot of tequila shots. Ended up kissing with two girls and falling down and headbutting a taxi, getting concussed, falling asleep in a hallway or something like that.
Do we mention some from yours?
Well, my story, I guess, like I had a 6'4" stripper lead me around on a dog chain. That was pretty nice. I think there's photos of it in our group chat, so if you want to see that, no, enough of the 21st, enough of that. We get into accountability though, lads, and oh mate, if I say this week was everything went right for me, it did, because I know a lot about football and one team specifically, and it's Cronulla Sharks. I hit my Leachy's lock, goes bang, $15. I put it down to a T. I said, if we're going to win, 1 to 12, it's going to be a small margin. Happens. I said, Nico's back. He's going to sling it both ways. Both wingers score. Happens. So look, do I want to crown myself the top punter yet? Not so much, but I think I'm pretty close to Lucas now, so he's got to feel me on the back of his heels, I reckon, lads. As for everyone else, rough.
No bingo.
Unfortunately, I couldn't back Dragons 13 plus against the bye.
True.
And Zach Lomax anytimes.
And look, Bradman Best got injured at the start of the game. Bet got refunded. Doesn't matter that Dave Fafita didn't even score in the game. But
Yep. But look,
it was a return.
It's a return. As for Lucas, another
He's
loss.
also still running.
Yeah, still running. ATS, we lost. I think only James. She's all shenanigans got a place.
Yeah. The thing that I literally spent 2 seconds looking.
Yeah.
I went, hey, I like that horse. It was the first race I checked.
Yeah, rough week for the punters, except for me. So look, going for back to back next week. I think I'll stick on the multis for a little bit. Maybe not a Sharks multi this time because I got a little slack from Lucas, although I won, so I cop that.
You know what sucked? I did hit a really good bet on the weekend, but I picked it on Sunday morning. It was the Warriors to win. That would have been a great Jim's Jam, $5.50. But
would have been.
Yeah, maybe next
tasty.
time. Would have, could have, should have, but you fucking didn't.
It'd have been a live jam.
Yeah, get on Instagram.
No, good stuff for the accountability. As I said, look forward to our bets next week. I'm sure I go back to back. I'm sure of it. Gamble responsibly, obviously. All right, now for the best part of the podcast, brought to us by you. Trademark that saying, guys, because it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, we go to the listener questions, and we have a couple of people that always ask good questions. They always ask the good ones. We got Moe. He's asking, James, I've got to bring some information that you might not know. Who do you think will be the next Eels coach after BA has been sacked? Did you know that?
Oh, yeah. That may have come across my desk.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, yeah, the next coach is pretty hard to tell right now. I know for sure it's not Bennett.
I know one bloke who's got the job at the moment, Trent Barrett.
Yeah, Trent Barrett. I know it's not. I think John Cartwright just signed for Hull. Look, I think the names I'm hearing are like Riles.
Blake Green, I've heard.
I've heard Blake Green, and look, should this just be? Do you want me to just take over this and be about the BA sacking, or has it come up later?
You can do whatever you want. There's nothing really. For
look, it could very well be Blake Green because of a certain slimy player manager, Isaac Moses, and we'll get more into that later, I reckon.
Okay. So you're thinking Blake Green, Dan, mate? Who are you thinking?
I think. I don't know. I remember seeing the list of coaches the other day, but none of them really stood out to me as a good NRL coach. Like one of them names on there was Dean Young. He's a fucking Dragons defense coach at the moment, so we're keeping him. Maybe Jason Rolls, give him a bit of a shot, you know?
Yeah, the interesting part about him is like Bellamy just re-signed again, and it's like, well, how long is he going to keep waiting for Bellamy to retire?
Yeah. He's going to be literally waiting till Bellamy's fucking 6 foot under.
I'll throw a spanner in the works, lads. My pick. It's got to be an investigation. Jeff Tooby, mate. He's got a mad record in the NRL.
He does. Could you see a Manly through and through guy go into their arch rivals Parramatta?
Give him a chance.
What about the other great coach that's been sacked this year? Jason Demetrio.
Bring Demetrio.
I saw that on one of the Fox lists. It was like, the guy's fucking just been sacked and you're saying Parramatta should sign him.
Get him back into there. He did so well. We need him. No, good question, Moe. Thanks for that. And maybe tell us who you think will be the next coach. Next question, we'll go to a question from Matty C. He asks, would you rather eat a sandwich or drink a pint of glue? Weird question.
Brendan, it's a sand sandwich.
Oh,
Otherwise, everyone would pick the sandwich.
Okay, I'm sorry. I dyslexia just right. I seen sand sandwich. Okay, would you rather eat a sand sandwich, James, or drink a pint of glue?
On this sand sandwich, am I getting some nice butter?
Oh, of course. What would be a sand sandwich without some butter?
I think I'll get the sand sandwich then.
Okay. Dan, mate, now what would you rather?
Look, I'm not going to go the sand sandwich because I don't like sand because it's coarse and it gets everywhere.
True.
So I'll just stick it and drink the pint of glue. Get it? Stick it?
Stick it.
That's an A-slapper.
That's good. That's good. What I'll go for is probably the pint of glue as well, because I think everyone's had glue in their life. You know, when you're a kid,
when you're a
fucking
6-year-old munching on glue.
It explains a lot about both of you.
Explains a lot about this podcast. But yeah, I think I'll go the pint of glue. You know, I'm sure it's not bad for the system to just come back here.
No, it gets stuck in. Get stuck in there.
Yeah, it gets stuck into its work. All right. Now, another question from Moe. He asks, how did you find the Dragons' performance during the Magic round? Now, look, it was... I've got so many opinions on this, but I'll go to the Dragons fan first.
Mate, they just didn't want us up there because they knew that Suncorp Stadium couldn't hold the Dragons fans firing up. The power of the mighty Red V.
If the Mad Dragons vodcast went there, which I'm assuming he would have if the Dragons were playing, mate, that much firing up would be too much.
You wouldn't need a pool for him to backflip into it.
James, how'd you find their performance?
Yeah, the performance was it was a great performance by the Dragons, actually, because I heard they requested this so Ben Hunt wouldn't go to Queensland and negotiate with Queensland clubs.
That's genius. It's smart. Shano's onto something there.
Stockholm syndrome.
As for me, I think their performance was woeful. Just didn't show up. Just really didn't perform at all. So, yeah.
At least the performance was better than the Roosters' performance after the game, but we'll get into that later.
That's it later. Bit of magic and magic round. Okay, so on to the next question. We have one again from Matty C, and he asks, would you rather call your partner your ex's name or them call you their ex's name? So, like, if you've had a bit of a slip up, you've called your partner your ex's name, or they have a slip up, vice versa, as some would say. James, what would you rather?
Mate, I want them to fuck up more than me.
Yeah.
Like, that's an obvious answer. Like, you got something to hold over their head for ages.
This is true.
Well, whenever you do something wrong and they go off on you, do you mean me or your old boyfriend?
Definitely get a couple of brownie points there and IOU or something like that. Dan, mate.
I'm going the same as James. Like, it gives you a leg to stand on in an argument. Like, remember that time you called me your ex's name? Yeah, fuck you, bitch.
Look.
women aren't bitches, so I just want to clarify that.
We don't stand by what Dan says sometimes. Now,
The words of Dan. It's not the words of the Couch Commentators podcast.
we put out a statement next week. Dan has been fired from the Couch Commentators.
And Statsman follows in.
Statsman follow in the corner again, guys. I know how much you love him. He gives a thumbs up. No voice.
No voice.
For me, I'll probably pick the same. Although I'd love, like, I guess if your ex had a real weird name and just for some reason called out like Bernadette or Bernice or something.
God damn you,
how did
Bernice!
that come out? I don't know. Great questions. Great questions. Now we have a question from Brad, and this is the first one. We have a question from Brad. We don't get too many questions from Brad. He asks, will we be seeing a Couch Commentators team in the city to surf this year, lads? Wow.
Well,
There's been a lot of talk about the old city to surf. Dan, mate, any...
there has been some talks. There has been a few drunk talks of it.
Yeah.
And look, I think I've drunkenly said twice I'll walk it. Brandon here has said he'll walk it with me.
I'll accompany your walking.
And I think James said drunkenly once he'll run it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've said drunkenly multiple times. I still haven't signed up. That's yet to happen.
Shout out to Damo, who keeps trying to convince him.
Yeah, I'll probably run it. I'll probably join the team.
But enough
we'll wear some
pressure from
hats.
you guys.
So if you guys want to see it, we might make some shirts up as well.
Oh, jeez.
And just
me
have
and-
the Commentators podcast.
Me
on
and
the
Dan
back.
can go live while walking.
Do a live walkcast.
While I'm struggling up the hill, trying to push Dan up there.
For a hardback kill is gonna fucking
Yeah.
wreck me.
Oh yeah,
But
we
we're
won't
starting
be
training.
we won't be turning up to the podcast the following week, so that'll be unfortunate. But we might do it. So
You'll find us at the top of Heartbreak Hill and dying.
and we'll probably be doing it with Brad. So shout out to you. Thank you for the question. And now we will go to a speak pipe question.
Oh, 2 weeks in a row we've had speak pipe questions.
Yep, I know.
Ooh.
It's getting used. It's getting used. All right. We have one from Moe, and he asks.
Question for the Couchies. We've seen shambles in the New South Wales team with so many injuries out there. It's looking very likely that Nico Hines will probably be the number 7 of the New South Wales Blues. Who do you think will partner him in the number 6 jersey?
Beautiful question. And thank you, Moe, for talking about my man Nico. Obviously the number one choice, the only choice, I think. But he's asked who will partner him, guys. We will be, giving our teams out soon as well. So who do you think will partner Nico Hines? James.
I think Matt Burton.
Birdo.
I think he's the best defensive option that we've got. And if we're going with Hines, who's a bit of a ball dominant half, I think, Burton sort of suits that.
Yeah. Dan.
I'm going same as James, going Birdo.
Birdo.
Got his kicking game, his Birdo bombs.
Birdo bombs. That's something I look forward to.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll go opposite to you guys, and I'll go someone with like big game experience. He's won 3 premierships in a row. Yes, he hasn't performed too well at Origin, but
Happy Coruscant in 6.
Damien Cook. No, I'll be going Jerome Luai. I think he might complement Nico's game as well. I think Nico, obviously, as he said, a dominant half. I don't think Luai is that dominant. I think he just plays his game where he just runs pretty much every time he gets the ball, which is what Atkinson's doing at the moment for the Sharks. So I think that might be...
My only trouble is because Nico still likes the team to get to certain spots on the field. So, but you give the ball to Luai and all of a sudden he ends up on your side of the field because he's stepped off his left foot 12 times.
I wouldn't mind a little bit of grub in the team though, James. A little bit of Luai grub in there. I don't know. That's my thoughts. But thank you for the question, Moe. And we'll go to the last question, last but not least, because this one's a good one. It's from Matty C. He asked us to name our New South Wales team 1 to 18. Here we go, boys. It's Origin time. All the speculations are coming through.
Feel it in
We're
my loins.
gonna
It's
rapid
Origin
fire
time.
through
By
our
the time we're
teams.
recording next week, the team will be out, won't it? Monday?
Yeah.
After this weekend.
So who knows? One of us could pick
That's
the
man.
team to a T
Spot
here.
on.
So I'll give my team, and I'll start from number 1. We go Tedesco, Toto, Ramian, Crichton, Adokar, Luai, Hines, Herbo, Coruscant, Ain Haas, Liam Martin, Angus Crichton, Isaiah Yo, 14 McInnes, 15 my boy Tommy Hazelton, 16 Paulo, and 17 Olakwatu. The only person I have 18 Burton, and I wouldn't mind going Burton for Hazelton, like just because you have Burton as a utility of anywhere in the back line or in the halves. But other than that, that's my team. We'll go to Dan for his team.
So obviously at fullback we got Captain Teddy, and we got the wingers are Toho and Lomax. Centers we got Critter and Ramian. Halves Burton and Hines. The forwards I got Gerbo and Haas and Arpy and Hooker. Second rowers we got Liam Martin and Angus. Lock you got Isaiah Yo. 14 McInnes. 15 Hamole. 16 Junior Paolo. And 17 Terrell May if he doesn't get suspended or stood down.
Or stood down. And 18th man?
18th man, Blake Brayley.
Yes, get in there. Another Sharky. You'll love to see that. James, your teammate.
All right, my team, we've got Tedesco to retain his spot and stay captain. Then we've got Toto, one wing, Lomax, the other wing.
Thank you, James. You're with me.
The centres, I've gone for Critter and I've gone for Latrell. I know he's been a bit out of form, but he also, out of form, carried 5 players to the try line to score on the weekend, and you just can't replace that. 6, I've gone for Burden, as stated. 7, Nico Hines. 8, Haas. Partnering in the front row, we've gone for Jake Trebojevic. I'm undecided, but I've got Robson as my hooker. I think Appy can be a bit hard to play with for new halves, so I've went for a bit more of a standard hooker. I've got Martin and Crichton as our second row pairing, and Yo in at lock. We've got McInnes, Olakawatu, and then I've got Talakai as a sort of, he can cover centres and play through the middle quite well. And then I've got Paulo as my last on the bench. And then we'll have Edwards as our 18th man because he can cover most of the back line.
Nice. James has given a very nice description of a lot of the players. We might give our description soon. No. Lucas's team, he's gone Teddy, Toto, Crichton, Stags, Adokar, Luai Hines, like all of us. Oh, no, like me. But he's gone the same forward pack, other having Hamole as starting second row over Liam Martin. And then for his bench, he's gone McInnes, Stefano, Martin, Burton. 18th man, he's gone Alex Seyfarth. He's
Just to get a bit of mongrel, I reckon.
Yeah. You just don't know what he's going to do on the field sometimes. So big pick from Lucas there. Big picks in my team that I would probably cover is obviously Ramian in the Sharks. I just think he does a good job no matter what he does. Out of the half, he'll just run the meters in the attacking zone, hard to handle one-on-one. Then the other ones, I mean, Adokar's speed, that's probably why he's there in my team. The board pack's pretty simple for everyone. My bench, I like the most, having some big boys in Paulo, Olakwatu, Hazelton just coming on the field and absolutely ripping through the Queensland team when they're all tired. I think that'd be great. McInnes is just a beast, defensive machine, puts his head everywhere, and built for Origin. That's my big picks. Dan, any big picks you want to put down your team?
Probably.
I mean,
Lomax to make his debut. Like, fucking look how tall the guy is. Look at how many tries he's been scoring from Dragons off kicks, just jumping over everyone. Probably Birdo for his kicking game as well. And then Angus has just been playing outstandingly. Terrell May is a bit of a wild card, bit of a smoky there, but
yeah, definitely.
He has been playing good footy, and everyone else deserves, like everyone that hasn't played Origin before deserves a spot, in my opinion.
I think Lomax, he was close to getting my team just because, I don't have anyone who can probably slot into fullback other than Hines.
Yeah.
Which is rough. But that's probably...
You got Critter that could, but
true.
he doesn't even play it for...
Yeah,
Bulldogs.
yeah. And he,
Yeah, got signed for Bulldogs to play fullback, but doesn't play fullback.
yeah. I mean, you've pretty much talked about your big selections, but Talakai, I guess.
Yeah, so Talakai is definitely the biggest one, and we've been caught out with not having a outside back on our bench. And look, I know Talakai, when he definitely wasn't ready for it, got an Origin debut and got caught out. He got caught out getting tired a bit too quick. At that time, he was like a 20-minute front rower that only had played like 5 or 6 games in centre.
made him walk into Harper look like his beard.
Yeah, exactly. So since then, he's played a season and a half of centre. He's gone back to the bench and he's playing like this quick 20-minute burst that is really hard to handle for teams. I think that's obviously the main plan. And then if you lose a centre, he can go in and played at a pretty good click. Before Keel Iro came in, he was one of the best centres in the comp at the start of the year. So
Still getting those 200-meter
yeah, exactly.
games.
And then I got Lomax like Dan. I think his meters out from his own end as well is huge. Him and Toto were like sort of leading the comp in that this year. So yeah. On top of that, like, instead of speed, it's just the height.
Yeah, that's I was thinking of Lomax is similar to Ronaldo, where you kick across field and you'll be able to jump over people.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking of, imagine Nico putting a chip kick in through for Addo Carnivore, bro.
And I guess I can go more into Latrell because that's a little bit controversial right now. I'm not even sure if he's making himself available.
I thought he'd ruled himself out.
Yeah, I remember there was talks about it, but I don't know if he actually said it.
Got on the phone to him, and
but if he is available, if you're the opposition team, as good as Ramian is, and I think he's the next up, like if I was picking the team.
Well, look, Staggs is out this week, although he wants to be fit for New South Wales. Bradman Best is out. How many?
Yeah, there's that many out. Like Latrell can play at 80% and still be more dangerous than most NRL players in the comp. Like as I said, he carried 5 people over the line to score a try, and most people would say he didn't even play that good of a game.
And look, I mean, Ramian also, looks good in the sky blue.
Yeah.
More Sharks players, the better, I say.
Also, has Latrell ever lost a series? I think there's a stat like that he hasn't.
It's good. He plays one series.
He's been injured for the last 5
exactly.
years.
He all ruled himself out.
Nah, that's our Origin teams. Hopefully, we picked some good teams, and hopefully one of us nailed it down to the T. I think
Can we bet on that?
My bench would win any Origin series.
Hazelton.
Hazelton is a beast. A try scoring Washwood. Okay, enough of that. And now we get into NRL talk, gentlemen.
We've already been talking about NRL for the last half an hour.
But now we get into the Magic boys. Because we talked about Magic round, what was to come last week. Now we talk about the results. Who impressed you guys? Dan, mate, who impressed you?
I think not really watching much football, as we know, we were partying and hungovering and wanting to order Macca's at 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. But anyway,
yep.
Fuck, I can't even think. Probably the Knights. Fucking David Armstrong. Yeah, didn't he score like a hat-trick or some shit?
Yeah, he was absolute beast. What 90-something points on fantasy?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so that's who impressed you, James, mate. Who impressed you?
Again, like really only watched on the Sunday. I'll go the Warriors with the big upset.
I was just about to say that.
They were playing almost like a reserve grade backline, and
the halves pairing.
Yeah, the halves pairing as well was reserve grade level. Like, and to be fair, they've got a strong reserve grade when everyone's fit.
Yeah, but
it just goes to show what they had been lacking in recent weeks was more attitude rather than the skill. Because like Fanua Blake had one of his quietest games in terms of minutes and performance, and they still got this upset. So
yeah, having Chanzi and Tamari Martin,
yeah,
halves.
Mate, Tamari Martin
got
like 65 points on fantasy. I'm cheering.
Yeah, maybe he's the future successor to SJ. Maybe.
Yeah.
Although they have Jet Cleary coming. So. Who impressed me? Look, I mean.
The Sharks.
Each week I try to not say the Sharks. And I have been. I've been going elsewhere. But this week, the Sharks impressed me. 38 points to 30. again, like we're in this fight, this dog war with these big teams, and you just go back and forth, and then by the end of the game, we seal it with like a nice try. Tommy Hazelton getting this one, and the boys got around him. People kissing his big bald head. It was good to see.
Did they get any good luck?
Oh, well, hopefully we keep winning. Our backs looked good. Forwards, again, I just think our forward pack is so strong off the bench. Like, they come on, even big Tuku's fucking, he's a tall boy. He's a big boy. Yeah, good team. Great performances. Daniel Atkinson still surprising me that he hasn't got a try assist.
Yeah. I see some people saying that he could hold Trindle out even when
Yeah.
Trindle's back, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's played all right, but yeah, no try assist is just whack.
It'll be interesting because, like, obviously Nico's going to get picked as long as he doesn't get injured, touch wood. But it'll be Trindle and Atkinson, and then Trindle has a chance to fight his way back into the side because at the moment he's out of favour. I presume as Fitzy wouldn't have been too happy with what he did. So yeah, it'll be interesting. And as for the Sharks, just 7 in a row. First time since 2016, lads.
I know. The worst part is you almost called this like 4 weeks ago or something like
Yeah.
that. But after losing to the Tigers or something.
The thing is, it'll be hard for you guys when Origin does roll around. If you do get all those players out, like,
Yeah.
can you still keep the wins rolling?
Well, they've got pretty good depth. Like,
Yeah. I know, like, our backs are pretty strong. It'll be tough. It'll be tough. We'll see.
Like, out of your backs, like, if he gets the spot, you're only losing Ramian.
Yeah. And I mean, I think Ronaldo can easily slot into centres, and you have that
Which Talik, if Talik,
Stone
like,
Street-
more
oh,
than
yeah,
likely
Talakai
Talakai
as
won't
well,
get picked
yeah.
for New South Wales. He'll just push out.
Push out
Yeah.
the centres, yeah. Yeah, no. Enough about the Sharks, though. Enough about the Sharks. Who let us down, lads? James, who let you down?
Look, I want to say I've been trying to stay away from this for a long time.
I'm highlighting the Parramatta Eels on our
Who
page.
truly let me down was the Parramatta CEO and
Yeah.
look, apparently they made the decision to sack Brad Arthur on the 1st of May. They waited till the day before his 50th birthday
That's gonna hurt.
to sack him, but they have given him a $750,000 birthday present. So, look, it's not all sad for him. But, look, the team also didn't give him didn't give him a good birthday present, I should say, because there was no effort and no desperation in any of the defense, and it's unfortunately it was the sign of what's been happening for the last couple of years. Even the year we made the grand final, like for some games, our cover defense was outstanding because it was almost like there was a switch that they turned on. Like 1 week we wouldn't care and we'll just jam in and let them score around us. The next week we'll be covering the wingers with sliding defense and stuff. But yeah, it was the final nail in the coffin and quite disappointing.
Yeah. Poor BA.
Did you see the last year on his contract?
No, he got re-signed last year.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's why he's been given a good payout.
Did he 50th birthday? But as you said, good payout. Dan, who let you down?
Damn. Probably Penrith.
And
Like-
let you down.
I know they're undermanned at the moment, not having Cleary, but still, like, it's the Warriors, man.
Yeah.
They haven't been going too crash hot this year, but yeah,
It sucks because, right, the Warriors haven't been going too crash hot. And Panthers don't lose 2 in a row too often. So,
Yeah.
them losing to
I'm
the
sorry
Warriors,
for
it's
you.
going to be rough. It's going to be rough. But I have hopes.
Look, you guys did that to Parramatta by pissing off Melbourne.
Yeah.
Who else let me down? The NRL, because they gave Dragons the bye this week.
That's true. That's true. Team let me down. West Tigers. West Tigers.
As
Surprise. Look, they were in this game and they shot themselves in the foot, as Tigers do. 2 10-minute sin bins, both of their centres as well. Naden doing something stupid and Olam doing something
They're
stupid.
both out for this week
And
as
they're
well.
both out for this week. So their back line is now decimated and they'll probably lose again this week because of it. But
Who have they got?
Tigers being Tigers, look, tough for the fans, tough for Matt, tough for Lucas, but that's who let me down. Who's that?
Cowboys.
Cowboys. Okay. Oh, they have a chance.
Scott Drinkwater captain. That's why Leachy's fantasy lock.
Wasn't it this time last year that it was Cowboys
No,
Tigers?
yeah,
and it was 72 to
no,
nil.
you're wrong. This time last year is like a day or so after Matt's wedding, and on that day the Tigers pumped the Cowboys.
Funny
Yeah,
that.
that's right. Yeah.
The last couple of times these guys have played have been really big scores. Are we expecting a big one this week?
Maybe.
Maybe. All right. I think it'll be in the 50 pluses for one team. Okay. Magic round. Sin bins. Again, just every time it's magic round it comes around, there's just a shit ton of sin bins.
So there's a couple of shockers in there, will you? Or
Yeah, there was a couple.
They went to
There's a
Anna's tasers.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was called
couple
last
of
week.
shockers. 11 sin bins, 3 off of the record, so it was close.
Disappointing.
Yeah, it could have been better. Wasn't that magical? But yeah, is there a correspondence between magic round and sin bins, lads? I just don't know.
Yeah. There's
Does Volandis
Is the
go,
magic
let's
in
put
the
it on? Yeah. Let's put it on.
Maybe Volandis tells the refs, like, hey, boys, if you send a few people off this weekend, I'll give you the bonus. So they just get trigger happy with
more
the whistle.
people go off, more tries.
Bang.
More tries. I also think it involves the crowd a bit because you're just like,
Yeah.
Hit both hands up.
like we didn't mention them in our impressed or let you down, but the Raiders Bulldogs game, like Raiders were down to 11 players at one stage
Yeah.
and got the win.
Yeah, Bulldogs suck.
Yeah.
Sorry
way.
to our Bulldogs fans out there. But yeah, no, that's Simbins, beautiful. What about a bit of pre-game partying by the Roosters? I heard it was pre-game.
Was it pre-game?
That's what I've heard, but it could have been after game as well.
Surely it was
For some reason, I
post-game.
heard it was the day before, but yeah,
Yeah,
it
if they
doesn't
did it
sound
the
right.
day before, that's wild. Either way,
Also,
Crazy.
allegedly,
everything's alleged.
Alleged.
Because
Everything's alleged.
the Roosters
yeah, they put
lawyers have come out and
they're,
no
they're,
slandering.
They're going to start swinging at anyone who did some defamatory at them. So we are all alleged here.
Allegedly.
But the Roosters boys, white line fever? Question mark.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Mate, I believe Brandon Smith and the May brother, with I believe my life on the line, that they would never do anything
They
wrong.
would never do anything wrong. Those guys are saints. And same as Zach Docker Clay, the reserve grade player.
You know what? It was all just.
Nafahu White, I think was.
It
the
was
other one.
nasal. They were using nasal spray. You know, just sitting there wiping their
The
nose.
Brisbane air's a bit different up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
Cold.
change of weather.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why they were all grabbing their noses and sniffing.
And as for them always laughing at some bloke who lost their parents, let's put that down to,
Yeah,
bit of fun.
they just had a couple of
Jesus.
drinks.
Yeah.
Quiet night. Probably had tea, to be honest.
Yeah.
And,
No. Look, we're all alleged, but I don't know how you can get away with that sort of stuff when other teams would cop fines, suspensions, all that stuff. But the thing is, you can't
Prove
can't
anything.
prove it. Yeah, so
Although I think they should have been drug tested on the game day, but it was, obviously must have been out of the system.
yeah, no.
I don't know how if it's the day before, but
Yeah, rough. But look, that's not the only news that's come out this week. Not about partying. This one's about the Tigers and Up Bali. He wants out. He's wanted out for a while, to be fair.
Yeah, he wanted out before he got there.
This depends. Where does he want to go, lads? Where do we think?
was.
Mars? I think Penrith might be a shout.
Yeah, like if Brad Arthur was still at Para, I'd almost guarantee he was going there. But now I'm a bit unsure.
Sharks. We don't need any more second rows, but we'll take him. I think he's a good player. Tigers, look,
Just couldn't get the best out of him. Like,
yeah.
If the Dragons didn't just re-sign Jaden Sewer mid last week, I would have said, yeah, we'll take him. But
that's the thing. If he wants to come back home to Para, we'll take him, put him outside.
Sean Lane.
Like,
back
Yeah,
down to
Sean
the
Lane's a
bench.
bit reserve grade maybe. But
what year did he leave you guys? It was 21, wasn't it? No, 22.
Yeah, it was after we made the grand final.
22.
Yeah.
That was one of his best years he's had.
Yeah,
Like,
he
if
had
he
like,
can
he
go-
had a span of like 2 or 3 great years.
If he can go back to that form and at a new club, then yeah, anyone would fucking take him.
Yeah, it was what, second row of the year or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely has potential to be at the top echelons. Whichever club gets him, I think will definitely get more out of him than the Tigers did.
Yeah.
Yeah. uh, guess what, guys? Guess what? Nico Hyde's back at the top of the Dally M's again. Sharks winning, Nico at the top. They a better iconic duo this year. Him and Edwards both up the top on 30 points. They're up there by a little bit now as well. So,
Lomax will catch him. Don't worry.
yeah, it could just be like a random play. Ponga comes back, gets
Tonga comes
fucking-
back and he just gets
And
6 points
For the
every
first time, Hines won't be able to play during the Origin rounds.
Yeah, that's where he's going to lose some
And if
points.
Edwards doesn't get picked, you know he's
It-
going to kill it.
week. Yeah.
Unless he gets Stallion points for playing Origin. I don't know. It's a theory, but it could
There's a
happen.
new rule coming in just for Nico.
Other than the Dally M's, we had some injuries. The injury toll just keeps getting higher and higher. Some of them, Munster, obviously out for all of Origin.
Yep.
With the groin.
Woo!
Yeah, great for New South Welshmen.
That is fucking amazing.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Parramatta did such a
Thank you,
big
Para.
job.
No, that looked deadly. Like
Yeah, he was having
way he did
spasms,
it.
and I think obviously they wanted to keep playing him for like the big games, that sort of stuff. But the reason he couldn't play half the start of the season was because of this injury, and there was definitely something wrong, but they couldn't find out what. And now they've
Yeah.
gone and lost him for like 8 weeks or whatever it is. Yeah, tough times for Melbourne. Bradman Best hamstring. Watson,
He could have made Origin.
throat. I thought.
Throat, throat, yeah.
Joel Peck, Stags, niggling injury. I don't know if it's a knee or ankle. He's out this week though. So, but the list just keeps going. There's so
Yeah.
many people getting injured every week, and
I think the casualty ward is pretty full right now. Like,
Yeah.
honestly.
You could make about 3 or 4 teams.
Yeah.
and it always happens though. But like the teams that don't have that many injuries seem to be
Yeah,
up
to
the
the
top.
Yeah.
Sharks, Dolphins have like
Dragons?
we have like 2 injuries. Dolphins have like 4 compared to like other teams with. How many do you have? Any
We have,
injuries?
we have no fucking
No
injuries.
Yeah, they're at the top as well.
Because
Guys.
They're on peptides.
Yeah.
Luciano just came back from injury.
Yeah.
He's our only one that was out.
We have Colhoun and Rudolph.
Yeah, we've got a couple.
Yeah, a couple.
I'm pretty sure we're not down anyone. Yeah.
Before, you didn't actually have a Brad Arthur
Oh,
segment.
yes, sorry,
so,
guys.
go-
Heavy.
like,
Go
bit
for
of a tinfoily hatty. Blade Salagi off contract.
Mm.
Rumor going around was like, and this was before the Brad Arthur sacking, is that Brad Arthur and Isaac Moses, the player manager of Tulagi and half the club and half of Manly and stuff like that, apparently they're not on speaking terms.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's
Which it really sucks when that's your, one of your hottest talents, a local junior that the club obviously wants to keep, and then to top that off, the team's not going well, because, like, realistically, it's a bit harsh to sack someone when their 2 best players aren't on the field. But you put together that as well. I think that's the genuine final nail in the coffin, which is why someone like Blake Green could end up getting the job, who's Isaac Moses managed.
I
yeah.
think Para higher ups, the board, just want someone they can fucking force around to do their whatever they want. And BA, unfortunately, a good bloke, good coach, wasn't a bloke who's going to take everything from the board like and just be their puppet kind of thing.
Yeah, I generally think it's in an effort to keep Blaze Talagi because they see him as the future of the club, and if his manager doesn't like the coach, and he was already shopping him else around, now it's like sort of going, look, this is what we're willing to do to keep him here. I think that's it.
We also see Zach Lomax backflip.
Well, I don't think
Can't.
he. Yeah, I don't think he can.
Yeah. Another
And-
thing you didn't mention about coaching, although we said something about it earlier, I think Wayne Bennett.
And
Going back to the
signs
Bunnies.
for the South. There was talks of him going to Para, off to the South. 3 more years.
I think
bro.
we
I
said
thought
it
he was going to
last-
retire like this year. Now
Yeah.
he's gone to he's like 77 or something.
We said it last week, didn't we, that he was possibly signing,
Mm.
and now it's this week it's official.
Yep.
I think one of the podcasts I was listening to, worked it out. He's going to be just short of coaching 1,000 games,
It's
like by a couple weeks.
absolutely wild. You know what would be more wild would be he gets to the end of his tenure, they want to kick him out again, and then they have this new coach who's coming through the ranks. Maybe not a Seabold, not a Dimitri, but and then they bring him up,
and then he has a halfback with him that he says that's better than Adam Reynolds.
Yeah. And then the cycle repeats. But look,
But just in Groundhog Day.
That's all for NRL, guys. Beautiful stuff. Love the rugby league. We go to Leachy's fantasy locks now. Last week I said bring in Talagi and Kula. Talagi 39, pretty good. Had a low break even as well.
He scored 100 or something in Supercoach.
Yeah, Supercoach is wild.
That's why it's called Easy Coach.
The Canacala, Stubby Killer, 45. So both did all right. Not like anything spectacular. KO Weeks, on the other hand, like I said, a couple of weeks to bring in, he scored
When he was
like
on the bye.
60 or something.
Woo!
So
I had
he's
KO
killing it.
Weeks.
This week, I will be picking a Melbourne Storm player. He's played the last 2 weeks in halfback. This week, he'll be playing 5'8", and he should be playing there for like the next 8 weeks. I'm going Tyron Wishart, 65 and a 45. Got to try on that 65, so they obviously putting the points up a bit, but he's around that 400k mark, and look, I think good value for money.
Yeah, he runs a lot.
Yeah.
Good base points. He's going to pick up the odd try this here or there, the odd try.
And, he came from a great club, so.
Come from Sharks, I didn't think that. Yeah, no, that's...
And his
that's
father was a good player, so.
So, yeah, look out for that, and we'll let you know how he goes next week, guys.
Follow our stat man's taking this stat down.
He's already doing his trades over there. Beautiful.
He's totally not playing Clash of Clans in the corner. He's doing his trades.
Okay, that's all for the fantasy lock. Now we go to the hat giveaway. The hat giveaway, lads.
Oh my God.
We had so many entrants, and we have to narrow it down to one, and there was a great one. We'll play it, and then we'll tell you who the winner is.
Great impersonation, by the way.
Oh, hey, Just Searchers, Dan here. Go Dragons.
If you didn't hear at the start, it said, "Hi, Just Surges." Dan here, go the Dragons.
Hi, Just Surges.
I thought it was Dan.
Yeah,
So why is Dan winning a hat?
So Dan has won the hat.
Already got a hat.
The winner is Scott Riley, mate, and I'll have your hat here. We will get in contact with you and get this to you, mate. Good stuff.
Well done, Scott. Thank you, and fuck you.
Hi, Just Surges.
Hi, Just Surges.
Beautiful stuff. Look, I
Why
hope
does everyone, when they impersonate me, make me sound like a...
Anyway, so on to the next topic.
No, next topic.
Good stuff. Hope to have more competitions in the future. That's all, lads. Unless you guys have anything else you want to add to the podcast.
We've got our L's Tag final tonight after
L's Tag
recording
final.
this. So wish us luck.
Wish us luck. We
By the
may
time
have
this
already,
goes up,
yeah,
it'll be over. So
may have already won. May have already scored a hat trick. Find out. Anything else, James? You want to add?
Nah.
Nah. Okay.
Nah.
Keep punting.
Keep
Gamble
punting.
responsibly. And 1-800-858-858.
858.
And we'll see you guys next week. Catch up.